So the final date for the AIPGD 2024 exam has been announced, which is on the 6th of July 2024. Now I still get DMs from few students asking whether the date is going to get postponed. So the straight away answer to this is no. The exam will be held on the 6th of July. So be prepared accordingly. So roughly you have around 35 to 40 days until exam, and in this video I'm not going to talk about any strategy concerning any particular subject. This subject you need to prepare from which book, or you need to solve MCQ from which book right now. No. In this video I'm going to give you few tips. I'm going to be talking about few things that you should be doing in the last month before exam to increase your rank considerably, and tell you few things so that you can develop a proper mindset before going into the exam. And we are starting right now. Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Taha Khan. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I share with you clinic and exam related productivity tips and strategies. If this is your first time here, start now by subscribing and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss anything. So the first thing that you need to be doing is solve more and more MCQs. Now a lot of students have this confusion in the last month before exam, whether they should be focusing more on MCQs or whether they should be focusing on the textbooks, on the notes, on the study materials they have been preparing over the year. So the straight away answer to this is study from whichever method you are comfortable with. If you are comfortable with solving MCQs in the last month, do that. If you're comfortable in studying from notes in the last month, do that. Personally, if you ask me, I used to study from the notes and solve less and less MCQs as the exam approached. But the important thing that I want to talk in this point number one is that you need to see more and more MCQs. Doesn't matter from where you are solving MCQs, whether you are studying MCQs or whether you are studying from textbooks, you need to see more and more MCQs. And by that I mean, for example, let me give you an example. What is the specific gravity of ethyl alcohol? We all know that the specific gravity of ethyl alcohol at 15.6 degrees centigrade is 0.8159. So if I ask you directly that, you may be able to answer. But if I start giving you options, whether the specific gravity of ethyl alcohol is 0.8159 or 0.8519 or 0.9185 or 0.8589. So if I start confusing you, then even though you knew the answer, you may go for the incorrect option. So that is why in the last 30 to 40 days, solve as many MCQs as you can. The reason behind this is that this same question you will get in multiple MCQ books, but the options are gonna vary. And the more incorrect options that you see, the easier for you it will get to eliminate the incorrect options, because you have seen almost all the incorrect options that can come along 0.8159, which is the correct answer. So from today itself, develop this habit of solving or at least seeing more and more incorrect options so that in the final exam, you will get less and less confused. So that was point number one. Point number two is having a plan B. Now you see in your AIPGD exam around 7 to 8,000 students appear every year, and slowly the number of students are increasing every year. But you see in the last few months, 50% of the students, they are gonna give up. They are not gonna get serious, maybe because they haven't prepared well, maybe they have some plan B. They have some other options that, okay, let me appear in this year's exam, and if I'm able to crack, then fine. If I am not able to crack, then I'll open up a clinic and sidewise also continue my preparation. Or they have wasted a lot of earlier months in the preparation and now they are panicking, and so they are looking for option B. So you see, when you have no other option, when you have no plan B, and this exam is the single most important thing that is happening in your life right now, then the likeliness of you cracking this exam is gonna go way up high. But if you have plan B, then what that does is that puts you in a comfort zone, that you start feeling comfortable. Okay, like whatever preparation I have, let me give the exam. If I am able to crack the exam, then fine. If not, then I have this job examination coming up. I'll go for that exam. So you see, you need to eliminate all these options. You need to eliminate all these points, all these plan Bs coming into your mind right now. Because if you really want to crack this exam, then in the last month before the exam, focus only on the exam. Give your 100%. As if you're not able to crack this exam, then your life will become meaningless. This is the attitude that you need to develop in the last month. The third point is 100% of one or 80% of all. I'll explain what I mean by that. You see, the question is whether you need to focus your 100% or you need to study 100% of the topics that you have covered so far, or whether you should be focusing on 80% of all the topics. Because you see, the main purpose of this exam is to test your knowledge. For example, in anatomy, if you are expecting around 5 to 6 questions, then these 5 to 6 questions are gonna get distributed in entire of anatomy. So you can expect one question from upper limb, one question from lower limb, one question from head and neck, one question from thorax, one question from abdomen. So this 5 to 6 questions are gonna get distributed in the entire subject. Now, if you have studied 100% of upper limb, so you may be able to answer that one question, but what about the remaining 4 questions? So I want you to focus on the 80% of everything, so that in the exam you will be able to answer more than just one question from derivative method, that you will be able to derive that, okay, fine, that you have 4 options. So option number 2, 3 and 4, because you have studied 80%, you know that 2, 3 and 4 are not correct. Even if you don't know the answer, you can answer the question correctly by the process of elimination, that 2, 3 and 4 is incorrect. So the correct option has to be option number 1. So instead of just covering 100% of one thing, try to cover 80% of everything. And by doing this, I don't mean you to start studying new books. No, don't do that. Whatever books that you have been studying, whatever MCQ books that you have been following, follow those books. But whatever topics that you have left out, whatever subjects that you may have completely neglected, at least study the most important portions of those subjects, from where the questions are bound to get asked. So that was point number 3. Point number 4 is I want all of you to make a volatile chart. Now, what is a volatile chart? You see, there are few things that are bound to escape from your mind, even if you have studied 3-4 days before the exam. For example, there may be few dates, there may be few numbers, like all these specific gravity of all these things, like specific gravities, or there may be few signs, there may be few symptoms. So make a list of all these things that you will be studying 2 days before the exam. Now this list will differ for different students. You may have a different list, your friend may have a different set of list. So you need to make your own list. As you are preparing in this final month before the exam, start making this volatile chart list. And in the last 2 days before the exam, go through this list and put all these data in your short-term memory. Point number 5 is avoid mindless stuff. Now avoid anything that is gonna affect you mentally and physically. For example, scrolling through social media or watching reels. All these things simply waste your time and you learn nothing from them. So avoid all social media except maybe few pages on Instagram or few channels on YouTube. For example, my channel, where I share strategies with you, where I motivate you, where I share tips with you for exam preparation. So few useful things you can consume in the last month before the exam. But apart from that, avoid everything that affects you mentally. For example, there is a debate going on in your WhatsApp group or among your friends. You don't need to participate in the debate. No one needs your opinion right now. वो meme देखा है ना कि the earth before your opinion and after your opinion. Keep that picture in your mind until your exam. So don't fall for baseless debates and stuff, and also take care of your physical well-being, because in the last month before your exam, if you fall ill, now summer is there, so if suppose you are having cold water, cold drink or any stuff that is going to affect your physical health, you're going to lose 1 or 2 days for preparation. And losing 1 or 2 days in the last month is very crucial. That is gonna put you out of the rank or anything that is gonna affect your physical health. Because if you lose your health, you lose your rank. The last and the most important thing in today's videos is avoid marking tukkas. Avoid going for tukkas, means flukes. You see, most of the students who get out of the rank list is because they have incurred a lot of negative markings. Why? Because they have relied on tukkas. They don't know the answer, but they think that I have studied this somewhere. I think this is the correct answer. So let us mark this answer. Now this is something that I want all of you to avoid. In the last month during your preparation for the exam, when you are attending mock tests, when you are giving tests, avoid marking tukkas. Do not go for tukkas. Remember this one line and रट लो इस लाइन को, that जब भी मैं तुक्का लगाऊंगा वो गलत होगा. Follow this idiom. जब भी मैं तुक्का लगाऊंगा वो गलत ही होगा. So this way, whenever you are appearing in the mock test, when you have this urge to mark a tukka, this line will come into your mind that जब भी मैं तुक्का लगाऊंगा वो गलत होगा. So prepare that you are not gonna rely on flukes and develop this habit in this last month. So in the final exam also, you don't mark negative answers. So these were the points that I wanted to discuss about. Let me know if you have any doubt, if you have any sort of query regarding anything, any subject, any topic, any strategy, any tip. If you have doubt regarding anything, put it in the comment section below and I'll try to reply to your comment. Let me know how you like the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.